Today we will be talking about what we've been watching. Adult Season 1 review, show on Hulu. Our How to Train Your Dragon live action review, but it's pretty much going to be mine.
Yeah, more like Phil's.
The Materialist review. I am so sorry I butchered that.
Whoa.
Materialist.
The Materialists, yes.
Materialist.
Materialists.
Why did I have a hard time saying that? The Materialist review by me, but easy money.
Easy money. Let's just fly through it.
Welcome to Film, where we break down films in the way anyone can enjoy. Whether you're new to movies or a seasoned fan, you're in the right place. To my left, I got my boy, Isaiah Aramia, a.k.a. ZayDB, who apparently is Echo from Star Wars The Clone Wars. Why are you echoing what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, did you notice I was mouthing you the whole time? Yeah, I was mouthing you the whole time.
I saw that too. I know y'all saw that too.
Can I be honest? I have a hard time when you're doing the intro. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I look at the camera, I'll smile a bit, and then I feel awkward. Like, I feel like a bunch of people are staring at me. So then I, start, doing something random. So I thought, why not just mouth you? You know? It's like when they sing happy... So my birthday is actually this Saturday.
Oh,
right?
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, thank you. 20 years old, you know. What I do when... You know how people are always like, it's the most awkward thing when people sing you happy birthday? You know what I do?
Yeah.
I mouth it. Or I'll sing it. Like, I'll sing it with them. I'll be like, yeah, happy birthday
You
to
don't
me.
like just sitting there going like, it's my birthday. Yeah.
No, they'll be singing it, and I sing it right back.
It's
and
my
I'm like,
birthday, bitch.
yeah, that's actually exactly what I do.
No, I'm playing.
No, it's the best. If you sing it, it just breaks a lot of the tension because now you feel like you're part of the crowd.
Yeah.
As opposed to everyone just looking at you. Just some tips, some great tips with Isaiah. If you guys want life advice, just hit me up on my Instagram, at Isaiah Ramya. Right there for you guys.
Just follow him, man. Also
follow me.
subscribe.
Yeah, it's a film.
Please subscribe.
Please.
That too.
If you comment some life advice, I'll happily be down there and I'll just be telling you guys all the... I know a lot about life, personally. Phil, do you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
You know what? I'm gonna have you go first.
Me?
I'm gonna have you go first.
Okay.
Be nice.
I've been watching a couple things. Not a lot though. Not a lot. But I will say I'm catching up on things that I started or started during the school year. So now the school's done, it's let me catch up before I can start watching some new stuff, right? So some things on the list right now. I'm not saying I've been watching them.
Yeah.
Okay, Arcane, Vinland Saga, Kaiju number 8, and Andor. Those are the 4 things I need to finish before I can start something new.
Got you.
But I watched 2 of them. 2 of the 4 I just listed. Kaiju number 8.
Yeah.
I finished.
How'd you like it?
Dude.
You've seen it already, right?
I've seen everything. I've watched all 12 episodes. I watched, so I started it probably a month ago. I started a month ago. I watched 2 episodes. I was like, this is fine. It's nothing crazy, but I'll definitely keep watching. It's something that I think, it's definitely for me. It's my anime taste for sure. Just a casual action anime.
Yeah.
But it's nothing insane. The humor's good, but that's it. I kept watching, dude. Holy balls. It freaking, it's, dude, I put my little brother on when we were on our trip. Because I was like, Josiah, I want to watch the last 3 episodes in this, with this nice TV. Let's do it. And he's like, okay, bet. He watched basically all 12 episodes in 24 hours.
Wow.
He watched 8 episodes, caught up with me, and then we watched the last 4 together. And it was so... You've seen it, right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I'm so excited for season 2.
Oh, yeah.
Season 2 comes out July 14th. And I genuinely think this has potential to just keep building and be strong. And the manga actually ends in a couple weeks. It ends.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it ends soon. It's very short.
Thank God.
Yeah,
man.
it ends chapter, I think 135 or something like that. Someone could probably correct me on that. But it ends it's very short. And the show, I looked up how many chapters it covers. It covers 35. So I'm like, damn, dude, they're flying through the show. So I'm really curious. I hope it sticks the landing. But for where it's at right now, I freaking I love it. It's so good. The characters are great. The action is insane. I was a little disappointed by Kaiju number 8, him, in general. But once the show kept going and you get to near the end of the season, oh, he freaking cooks. And there's still so much more potential with the fights. Because you get almost a held back version of him early.
Yeah.
And kind of in the middle. It isn't until the end you kind of get a glimpse of what he can do. So I want to see more of that. And I can't wait. It's going to be sick. But Vinland Saga is the other one I started watching. Watched the first 3 episodes of season 2. Very good. Not a whole lot to say. I'm very early.
Yeah.
It's different, but I love the new character.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential, and there's some little story things that they're setting up that I'm very excited to see. One cool thing, I think it's the 3rd episode. Yeah, the 3rd episode. When the guy's just slashing Thorfinn, and he's just standing there and just taking it, and he's like, why should I be afraid to die?
wincing,
I was
bro.
like, dude, Straight goat. Not even blinking. He cut him right here. Not even a blink. That's a legend. That's aura, dude.
So cut off a little bit of his ear.
Yeah.
like,
It's
what the
good.
heck?
I love the show so much. I'm going to keep watching it. But after that, it's Arcane and Andor. And then I'll find something new to watch. But
I can't wait to see your reaction to Arcane, bro.
I'm excited,
Andor, I'm on season 2, episode like 4 or 5.
I'm on season 2, episode 8. So,
Damn, okay.
Yeah, or 9. I'm almost done. I have the last, like, 4.
I still got a long ways to go, man.
Yeah.
Long ways to go. Those episodes are long.
They are, dude.
Like, dang.
They are. And you're playing a lot of catch-up sometimes. Like, wait, what? But for me, watching season 1, like, a couple years ago, and now watching it now, me and my friend, we were watching it together, and I was like, dude, wait, I don't remember, like, who that is. Wait, who's that? And, like, it was, like, once, I'm going to spoil it just a little bit. Just the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, I've seen the first 3.
Yeah. You watched episode 4?
I think I was getting on the episode 4.
Did you
maybe.
start it or no?
What was the title for episode 4?
I don't remember. But, like, do you remember?
I think I started it, yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to say what I'm going to say. When it's like we finally get our bearings. We're like, okay, we understand what everyone is. We understand what's going on. And then it time jumps.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we're like, what the
time jump.
Wait, we were just getting it. Like, we were
Yep.
just understanding. And now you're playing catch up again. And it's like, like, what are these people talking about?
Right when they did the time jump, I was like,
Oh.
we missed the whole year.
Yeah, they're catching up to Rogue One, it seems like.
I feel you.
Yeah, so it makes sense, but show's great. I love Andor. I can't wait to finish it, but I want to finish Vinland Saga before I go back and finish Andor. But yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Phil? What have you been watching?
Just to list them out, surprisingly, I finished season 1 of The Walking Dead.
Oh,
I finished
dude.
season 1 of The Walking Dead.
Okay, should I do it?
Huh?
Because that's one of the ones I want to start once I'm done.
I really liked it.
Oh my God.
I really liked it. I'm not a huge zombie type guy, but you know, after watching Invincible and seeing how good the story was for that, I was like, so if people like Invincible so much and people like The Walking Dead, is Walking Dead really like that good, especially with the characters and story and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Season 1, just the way it flows, the way like it puts you into this world. I was like, dang. And then the stories that they show you and the stories they put you in and the situations they put you in throughout, like, it's not super random or as random as other shows that I've seen. It's like, it seems reasonable what they're doing and even the choices they make. Because I remember there was this game, Telltale Walking Dead.
It's my only experience with The Walking Dead. I've played all 4.
I think that game was low-key created because the important thing of The Walking Dead that I've learned is the choices you make. Like, literally, the choices you make are super important. Like, whether it's going down a certain path or doing, or even talking to a certain person, even choosing how to talk to that person. It is extremely important because emotions are super high in The Walking Dead. They're super high. So you never know what a person could be going through, and they show that really well. Like once they introduce a new character, you're wondering, well, first you're thinking, are they good or bad? Are they smart? Are they not? And then you're just like, how are they going to react to certain situations? And then season 2 messes with that like really well. Like really well. I got to season 2 and I'm on episode 6 already. Bro, I've been flying through it. I'm hooked.
How many seasons? It's 11? 7?
But there are, I believe, 8 episodes per.
I think there's more. I don't think there's 7 seasons.
No, there's 7.
No,
there's,
I think
there's other spin-offs though.
No, I'm pretty sure that show's long, dude. I'm pretty sure there's like 11 seasons.
Because on Netflix there's only 7.
I think they don't have all of them. Yeah,
know they have
there's
spin-offs.
11.
There's 11 seasons?
Yeah.
I'm tripping?
Yeah.
It showed me 7, but okay.
I think
I'm cool with
Netflix might not have.
all of them.
No, Netflix does.
Oh, they
Yeah.
have 11?
Yeah, it has all
My
11.
app's tripping.
I need to watch it. For me,
I really like it.
the reason why I haven't given in is because I'm scared. I've heard it falls off very hard. And for me, I have a hard time committing to shows when I know that's the case. So, like, I don't want to get in and then be like, oh, dude, like, this is a drag. This is hard. And especially because the episodes are long, dude. They're like 50 minutes, 40 minutes, 11 seasons. I don't know if I'm going to commit to that. But I love The Walking Dead. I've played all 4 Telltale games. Season 1 of the game, that's how the first game. It's one of the greatest games I've ever played. It's like one of the best stories. I don't think The Walking Dead show could ever live up to what that game was to me. That game means the world. So, like, I don't want to commit and then it fall off and be like, man, like, there's so much potential here. Like, I wasted so much time. But that show seems very much for me. Like, that's something I would love.
I think you would really love it.
I need to do it. Honestly, if you're watching it, that gives me more confidence. Like, okay, once I catch up on my shows, which are all pretty short and I'm almost done, I'm there. Like I'll be with you and I'll
Yeah.
commit to this journey. But
Bro, it's impressive so far, and even the way they introduce characters, like that first episode was really good. I really
that's
liked
the only
first
thing I've
episode.
seen. I've seen the first episode.
That first episode was so good, but then like right when they show you our boy from Invincible, Stephen Wan, I
Yeah.
love him, bro.
He's so awesome.
I love Rick and him. Those are my two favorite characters, along with Daryl. I love Daryl.
And then
That was
are you familiar with like any like story stuff, or like have you gotten the show spoiled or no? Okay. that's
Oh,
fine.
I know that. Well, I mean, from Invincible, they were talking about it. How like Brody.
Is that the only thing you know?
That's the only thing I know.
Okay, I don't know anything. I just know that too.
Yeah.
But
So that's it. That's why
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in this like zone right now where it's like I've heard about all these different shows. I'm like, and I heard they're really good. And since they haven't been spoiled for me, I feel like that's a sign.
Why
so
not?
why not
Yeah,
just start it?
exactly.
So I was like scrolling through Netflix, like choosing shows to watch. Like after I finished Ginny and Georgia, and then The Walking Dead was right there, and I was like, you know what? Let me just watch 2 episodes. Let me just watch it, and I just got hooked. I watched like 5 episodes. I was like, what's gonna happen here? What's gonna happen there?
Yeah.
But it's good. Also, obviously, Ginny and Georgia season 3. I got to episode 4.
How is that?
It's pretty good so far. I like it. I like the big thing about it right now is the fear about it is the mom might get arrested and be away from the kids, and so the grandmother of her kids comes, and she instantly gets scared because they're trying to make a plan. She's trying to make a plan of if she gets if she goes to jail. And the huge storyline is that Georgia, the mom, had a baby with a black man, and the daughter is black. So the whole family on that, she doesn't have family. Georgia doesn't have family that comes like a grandmother, this and that. She doesn't have that. But the black dad and his family is very involved. So the mom is very involved in what they do, and she's still hesitant. She's not hesitant because of Georgia's race, but on her character. So the storyline in this one is, I believe that Georgia is scared that the black dad and his girlfriend are a much more suitable couple, just in case the kids come over, because obviously the daughter's black. So she's thinking like the grandmother's trying to pull her away to get her to be with the dad and the girlfriend more, and get her more suited. And George is like, she's afraid of that because she doesn't want to be away from her kids. So I like that little dilemma that's going on, because some people are telling me like, well, why do you like her? She's a narcissist. And I'm like, I understand that, but like, I feel like I understand her point, because it's like she loves those kids, and if they're taken away, like obviously she doesn't want to go to jail, but the more important thing is she doesn't want her kids to be gone from her. So now you're trying to see how she's like trying to work that out, how she's trying to stay out of jail because of that. And I'm like, oh, I like that. I like this whole dilemma that's going on.
How did it compare to the other 2 seasons?
I like the first season way more because there's a lot of mystery to it and like how they're gonna get used to the town and everything. Season 2 I like a little bit more as well, but I think that the thing that makes the show much better to me is when you finish it and then you look at the season as a whole and you're like, oh, okay, so that storyline played out this way, because it always has an impact towards.
So there's still potential because you're not done, but like
that's why I'm like, I'm waiting a little bit.
Yeah.
But the first 2 seasons I like more than third season right now. To finish it off, I got back into watching Lazarus season 1.
Sick.
I love it. I love the vibe. The music is so good. The thing that they're doing, the search for this guy who made this this miracle painkiller medicine that can heal everything and you don't feel pain, and now is about to kill everybody in the world in 17 days. Now we're at 17 days or 15 days where the clock is going down. I love how they're doing everything in their power to find this guy. I love how they're trying to, like the way they're trying to figure it out, and also the places they are going to find this guy, because they go all around the world. Like they have a base in, I believe it's Tokyo or something, but they have a base, and then right when the show always starts with them finding a clue about him or something, and then they go to that land or whatever, in either country, whether it's in Africa, India, Russia, they go there, and then they're just showing you this world, and they're trying to investigate like where everything is. But the music is so good, and it reminds me so much of Cowboy Bebop. That's why I like it, because they're going to these different places, just like Cowboy Bebop was. But also the fights and the music are just so in tune with each other. It's so cool. And last but not least, to finish it off, I finally finished Naruto Shippuden.
Oh, really?
I finally finished it. Like, I love Naruto, but I never got to finish it.
I thought you were like a massive Naruto guy. I would have assumed you finished Shippuden a while ago.
Like, I finished the first like Naruto thing, and then I was close to finishing Naruto Shippuden, but then I stopped because I got busy. And then finally I finished it because I was trying to watch it in chronological order with the movies. That's what was holding me up because I was watching the movies all over again. But bro, like getting to the point that I did and then finally watching the last, because I watched the last, but it was in Japanese. Like I watched the last and I didn't know what the heck was going on really. But I didn't remember as a kid. So then finishing Naruto Shippuden and then watching the episodes chronologically and then watching the last and then finishing it actually, I was like, I love Naruto, bro.
Yeah.
I love this show. Like I was talking to a friend about it and I was like, what do you think? Because we were geeking out about it because I told them I finally finished it like fully. Movies, everything. So now I'm on Boruto. But I asked them, what do you think the overall theme of Naruto is? Because to me, I think it's about forgiveness. I think it's about like, what's the word? I think Naruto is about not just forgiveness, but like letting go of the past. Because the whole thing, do you know anything about Naruto?
No.
The whole thing is,
besides the games, I used to play a lot of the fighting games.
okay.
Yeah, I love
Shinobi, like Striker or something like that.
Not Strikers, but the older ones. The
Okay.
what are they called? Doesn't matter. But yeah, Storm 4, Storm 3.
Yes,
love those
Storm.
Games.
My
those
bad.
games are my favorite.
The big thing about Naruto is the whole, at the start, there's different villages. The Hidden Leaf, the Sand Village, this and that, but they all are shinobi villages that do not like each other. Like, if you think about it, they're all just pretty much gangs in different areas that attack each other sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, that was part of the first arc of the whole thing. The Sand Village came, and then secretly, they were trying to, like, act like they were there to be, like, make an alliance or something. But then because of the past stuff, they were like, no, we're here to kill you, this and that. Ruin the Leaf Village, and then you meet Gaara, who's awesome too. But anyways, the whole point is, Naruto was there, and the thing that I love about it is, his village hated him so much that he still loves this village, but also he doesn't care too much about that rivalry aspect. He cares about people. So he was the guy who pretty much united everyone in every different village. Like, he did nice things for different people that made people like him and love him for his character and what he did, like the sacrifices he made. So then later, you get to Shippuden, where now you have these people going after these different, like, high-powered, 10-tailed, 9-tailed, these different type of beasts. And now you have all these villages trying to help keep their people who have, like, 9, 10, 8-tailed beasts away from getting killed by these Akatsuki. So then you go further on and you find out that the leader of the Akatsuki secretly was Madara, and along with Pain, those two. And Madara and Pain, those two are the most elite villains ever. Pain especially, bro. If you can just go on YouTube and type in the Pain versus Naruto fight, oh my gosh. Like, the way he enters the Hidden Leaf Village, that gave me goosebumps. That scared the crap out of me. He goes in, he said, I forgot the word he said, but he puts his hand on the ground. He says release, and next thing you know, the whole village just goes boom. And I was like, what? That's how powerful he is? But anyways, what I love about the show is, no matter what, because Madara was the all-around bad dude. He was the guy who just like, I want to kill everybody. He was Thanos. I love how, no matter what, everybody remembered like, oh, but what about their shinobi from different villages? But everybody remembered like a dude from the Hidden Leaf Village sacrificed everything to help a friend out, help a family out, help somebody that I loved, like, who didn't even care about my village. Like, he helped me out in a big way, and I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to help this guy out. So I'm going to put all that rivalry crap aside. I'm going to do what's best, not just for my village, but for the world. And I was like, that is so tough. So then later, everything culminates to this fight with Madara, and they defeat him pretty much. But you get to this point, there was this character, and that's why, like, I talk to people all the time about, like, sometimes anime, this and that. Like, I'll put them on, but then at the same time, I'm like, I'm not into that, like, perverse stuff. The reason why I love Naruto also is because there's a love story that was, like, from start to finish, I loved what they did with it. There was this girl named Hinata. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but I love her to death. She's probably one of my favorite female characters of all time, because she is a girl who's in love with Naruto, and through the show you don't really know why. You didn't really know why at the beginning, the Naruto show. Later, you find out that the reason why she loves him is because Naruto did something for her when she was a little kid getting bullied by these boys out of nowhere, and she instantly loved him from that point on. And I was wondering why are you always being the only person nice? Because people hate Naruto at the start. They hate him, and it pissed me off. But she was the only nice character to him through that whole show. And then later, you have this whole love story building, and then finally, like, she admits she loves him. And then you have this really cute, like, movie called The Last that shows them, like, actually admitting their love to each other. So then the last, like, 6 episodes is, and I thought it was nice because, you know, you go from everybody hating Naruto to everybody trying to get Naruto and Hinata wedding gifts. And that's the last 6 episodes. They're trying to figure out the best gifts for these people. But, you know, I'm sorry. I went on a whole tangent, but I'm just geeking because it's like, it's such a good story because, like, you know, Naruto had all this hate and he learned to, like, just let go of it. Or he doesn't really hold on to it. He's just like, yo, I just want to be Hokage. I want you to respect me. And he gets over it. He forgives pretty much. Gaara, he attacks the Hidden Leaf Village, and everybody forgives him because they forgive him through Naruto. Like, they have their own thing. They kind of have the same life, so forgiveness. Madara's the only person who doesn't really, he's, like, obsessed with the whole killing everybody thing, so he doesn't really have forgiveness. But everybody pretty much just gets over all that hate they had. And you're in, like, this happy time because they just forgive each other. That's why we came up with just Naruto's about forgiveness. It's about love and forgiveness, but I just love that story. I loved it, and I'm just so happy I finished it, bro.
Yeah, dude, that show's long, too. That's why I won't come in. I'll probably never watch.
Just, you should watch, like, summaries or something, if anything.
I just don't care to. I don't know. Like, I think I'm so far removed from, like, that era of anime that I just don't care to go back. That might make people mad, but, like, dude.
No, it's not.
I got a job. I got responsibilities. Like, I can't be watching 18 seasons of Naruto with that and Shippuden, and then watch how many shows of Dragon Ball is there? Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and then watch 1,000 episodes of One Piece. Like, who do you guys think I am? Like, come on, guys.
I'm watching summaries,
It's
bro.
just, yeah, it's not worth it to me. So, but yeah, I'm glad you liked it that much, though. That's nice.
I really liked it. But yeah. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, that's it. Mine were all quick. Yeah, I only had, like, all my ends were so short, and, like, it wasn't like I was watching things for any, like, extended period of time. It was like, 12 episodes, 3 episodes, you know? Like, I didn't, yeah.
No problem.
But a show that I did love, that I'm very happy that we're going to do a full segment on. Adult Season 1. You guys loved the mini review that I gave last week. So we thought, why not give an entire segment for adults? Because, Phil, you watched it.
Yeah.
Phil, give us your number score, please, and tell us what you thought.
All right. So out of the whole show, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Let's go.
I'm going to give it an 8
Let's
out of 10.
go.
I really enjoyed, like, I think you're the one who put me on when you said, like, they really have chemistry with each other. So that was one thing I was watching with this show, like, how well the actors are, like
they seem like actual friends.
Like, seem like actual friends and stuff. And the stuff they get into, like, literally that first episode in the subway, I was like, okay, like, they're really tight.
What an opener. An opener, by the way.
Like, I'm just seeing them. They're all really tight. They're all close together. I'm like, okay, I'm already getting that vibe. But the next thing you know, you see this guy on the stinking subway performing a certain thing, and then
Issa's like, "Oh, you want to do that?"
Bro, when she did
so
that,
funny.
I went
so good.
And then right when she's asking, "Can anybody do anything?" and then she gets up and then she starts,
"You're a nurse." So good.
I just went, this is the first 3 minutes.
Yeah,
This is the first 3 minutes, and I was like, okay, let's see how this plays out. They go back to the house, and you find out they're in Queens, and I was like, oh man, and then stuff keeps going on, and I'm just like, bro, Samir, what?
Samir, I love you.
Samir he's interesting.
Samir is someone who shares that name. I love you. That's my middle name.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's my middle name.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, I love you.
That's tough in a good way, though, just in case if anybody gets confused by that.
Tough. I don't think anyone would have been like, tough. Oh, you're racist.
There's been a couple people where it's like, whenever I said the word tough, they'll be like, what are you talking about? Why that be tough? I'm like, no, tough. Tough is good. And they're
Oh
like,
my gosh.
oh.
People are funny, bro. People just don't understand tone.
Yeah, but like,
it's fine. You're
the
good.
show does a good job of showing us how close they are and even the crazy situations they get into.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And how together they are. There were some points where I was like debating if they're narcissists or something.
No, they are.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then like, because, well, low key, there's a difference that I was like learning. There's people who have narcissistic traits, and then there's people who are narcissists. Because I feel like sometimes there are people who just have, like, anybody can pretty much be have narcissistic.
I think Issa is a narcissist. Like 100. She's 100% a narcissist.
That episode with the funeral, bro.
So funny. Her and Anton are so funny, dude.
Bro, Anton just don't care, bro. He does not care.
Yeah, that honestly, I think I talked about it on my mini review. I think the thing I'll never understand is how they were able to get away with the jokes they were making. The first episode when they like find out like someone they went to school with got molested, and then Anton looks at the picture of it and says, "Oh yeah, he looks like he'd get molested."
Oh man!
Oh my god!
What are you saying? They all looked at him. They're like, Anton, and he's like, "What? He does." I was like,
so good, so good. I know that show. I think what I love so much about it is each individual episode is so creative.
Yeah.
Like everything's distinct. It's all very different. You'll watch sitcoms sometimes and you'll kind of run into that same generic, like, they have to be in two places at once. Or, oh no, like, what? You weren't supposed to be here. Things like, their situations they get in are so weird.
Oh yeah.
Like the stabbing episode is like such a good, and like the family dinner or like the dinner party one.
Yeah.
It's such like a basic sitcom premise, but they take it to a whole different level because it is just like, it's so random.
Yeah.
Why is Charlie Cox on drugs?
But before we get into that, I kind of want to go through each episode.
Oh, do it, please.
No, with you and like.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about episode 1. Real
Pilot,
quick.
the pilot.
So, what was your favorite thing from episode 1?
The paywall. The paywall gag the entire time. That like every single episode that made me laugh. Every single time they did that. I think they do it like 2 or 3 times. In the beginning, when Paul Baker, he's on his phone, he's like, "Oh, okay, so you're gonna do this." Oh, there's a paywall. It gets it, and then at the end when they like are messing with the pipes, they're like, "All right, guys, I finally found it," and they're on. What are they on? They're on like some drug.
YouTube?
And
No, they were on. They were on
ecstasy.
I don't think it was ecstasy. It was something else.
They're on some drug. Doesn't matter.
It was on some
and
drug.
he's like, all right, guys. So then you gotta. Oh, there's a paywall. It's just like it's so good. It got me every single time. That was probably my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
What about you?
Bro, my favorite thing in that episode, and this is another thing I like about season 1, episode 1. It did a very good job of establishing who the characters are, like what their personality types are, and like what their problem is.
Yeah, 100%.
So my favorite thing, and I love Issa, but I hated it sometimes. But like Issa's like they're at the thing, like the rally thing for Kyle, and then she goes up. She's like, "Oh, I want to say something. And she goes up and she's like, "Are we having fun?" Well, Kyle wasn't when he was touched at work, and everybody was dead silent, and I was like,
good.
I thought she was gonna say something like, I was like, she's gonna say something really bad. I know, and then right when
That
she
took
goes,
it to a different level.
I was just thinking she was like doing a good job, and then right when she said that, I was like, oh, and everybody did the same thing when they looked at her. I was like, oh my gosh,
So good.
But yeah, episode 1, I gave that a 9 out of 10.
100%.
9 out of 10. Now episode 2, what'd you feel about that?
That's the colonoscopy episode.
That's spit roast.
Okay. Samir, you're my king, bro. I love him so much. He's so funny. When I don't know if there's a specific instance or specific episode or specific thing in that episode that's my favorite. Actually, there is. What it is when Samir is given the control over Billy. He's like, all right, I get to say what happens, and he's like, oh, you're trying to like milk money out of her? No, do all 3 of the things at once. Not understanding that they're gonna charge her still for those things is so good. That's like prime like mid-20s not understanding things. Like it's just so funny to me. I don't know. They're so dumb, and like Samir did not know what he's doing, but he just got power hungry, and he was just like, no, I'm trying to help Billy. Do all, and he's like looking at her. He's like, so you guys are gonna like, you guys can't do like one at a time. Like you have to do all 3 at once. Like we're just doing what you ordered.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but like she looks like that, and I was just like, it's so good. It's so funny. And then Anton and Paul Baker just having a great time in the hospital, just
wheelchair
hanging out.
race.
Yeah, just hanging out. I think something that's like an entire season thing, just really fast, because like this show did it, is even random characters call Paul Baker.
Yeah.
Because everyone has that one friend that you call by their full name. Like everyone has that guy in their group. I have a friend,
John B.
Over
in Outer Banks.
But like I don't know about you. Like I have a friend that I call like full name. His name's Josh Henry. I call him Josh Henry. Like it's just like because it works. He has 2 first names. And so in this case, Paul Baker is not 2 first names, but Paul Baker just rolls off the tongue, just calling him Paul. You can't just call him Paul. Paul
That
Baker.
is true.
And everyone calls him Paul Baker. I think it's so funny. But yeah. What about you? Episode 2?
Episode 2, I'd probably say my favorite part was, I mean, I did like the Samir thing when he went up to that doctor. He was like, what was his name again?
I don't
Glenn
remember.
or something?
I don't remember.
He goes up, he's like, hey, what are we doing? Come on, I said this. Let's have it. Let's do it. And he's like, I'm going to raise my voice. I'm going to do it. Give me the endoscopy. And I went, oh my gosh. And he's like, okay, let's prep her. But I think that the only reason why he did that, I think he did understand that she had to pay for all those tests, but he was doing it because he thought that she still had she had insurance.
Oh, you're right. That's what it was. You are right. That's right. And then she got the email because that's right.
And then at the end, she's like, "Yeah, well, good thing I did it all because I don't have insurance." And he went, "What?"
Yeah, I forgot. That's right.
I felt so bad when that happened because I was like, low key, he was doing something pretty good, but that's dangerous. Mm-hmm. That's why I was like, "Oh, do you know what those tests are?" I think that was the stupid thing about it. He didn't know what those tests are. Mm-hmm. But then, right when I don't know. I think that what he was doing was I could see where he was coming from. But if I'm being for real, I'm searching up what those tests are before I'm having her do it.
Yeah. I'm
searching them up. But yeah. And then Issa getting mad because then Billy didn't let her be her, what was the word?
I don't know what word they used, but...
Oh, let her be her decision maker on certain health procedures. Issa was like, man, I'll tell her because you guys are.
So good. Oh, so man. Good, dude.
But yeah, episode 2 was pretty good.
Episode 3.
Have you seen this man?
It's the stabber episode.
Yes.
But is that the episode when Paul Baker and Samir sell a gun?
Yes.
Okay. That's my favorite part of that episode. Samir, tell this guy I have sex with men. Like, it's so good. It's like that entire conversation with the guy when he's just like confused on who this guy is. He's like trying to be more like, oh yeah, I'm a dude, and then the guy's not, and he's like, well, I'm, because if you were gay, like, I'd sell you the gun, and he's like, oh, well, like, Samir, tell this guy I have sex with men. Like, it's so good. That episode is so funny.
Samir's like, no, never.
Yeah, no, oh no, this guy, he's so funny. But
get out of my shop.
My favorite bit, and it's definitely like this is a me joke, and can I just say, I love that there is a Middle Eastern character that's actually one of the main characters. Mm-hmm. In so many shows, it's either the funny side character or basically non-existent. It doesn't happen, right? We always get like casted as a different race or we're just funny. That's it. Samir being the main character, I love him so much, and I feel like I can identify with him so much. When he is trying to sell the gun outside on the street with Paul, but he does the Middle East. He's like, Paul, I got this. Don't worry. No. My friend, would you like to buy this gun? The way I laughed, dude, so hard. I was not expecting that at all. It was hilarious, dude.
My friend, big gun, good price.
I'm like, what? So good. It's so good, dude. I was not ready for it. But I love it so much.
His face when he said it too was just perfect. My friend, big gun, good price. As they were walking in, I was like, oh my gosh. And then when that woman came over, she's like, hey, you want to buy a gun? Oh!
Yeah.
I was like, guys, so good. Guys, think about what you're doing.
And then what's yours? Because like, if it's yours the same as mine, because the other thing that like Anton, Issa, and Billy are doing is also just as funny.
My favorite thing was when they were all looking at Anton's text.
Oh yeah.
And then they're looking at him. They're going through. They're complaining about all the text he has. That was ridiculous. 4,000 text messages is crazy. But when they're looking at the stabber's text messages and then it lights up because he's typing and they're like, oh my gosh. And they're like, no. And then it goes away. He's like, see, you're freaking out over nothing. And then he hearted something and they freak out. I was like,
so good. So freaking good. And that entire episode of Anton being what they call a friend slut is the funniest thing on planet Earth.
That was funny.
I love it. When he's at the police station and he's talking to he's like, oh my gosh, like
I
he's
love
talking,
your earrings.
So good, dude. I love him. He's so funny.
Anton's funny, bro. He's funny, but I don't mind that because that's part of his character.
What?
But the whole thing about how he doesn't like really care a lot of times, but he does at the same time. It's weird, but I don't know. He's a funny dude, man.
Such a funny guy.
He makes it. All of them are funny.
They're all funny in their own way. Like they all have different humor, but it meshes so well together. I feel like they're all different kinds of comedy relief, except Billy.
I like Billy.
I think, but Billy is the level-headed one. She's like the most adult out of all of them. That's
That
like
is
the
true.
entire point.
That is true.
But I love Billy. Like, not to say like she's not funny. Like she has her moments, but
Speaking of Billy, episode 4, House Rules.
which one is this?
That's the one where they told her not to do any more knock knocks, going back to her high school, and then like.
Oh yeah, and then she goes to see Charlie Cox. That's right. Yeah.
Bro,
yeah, yeah.
when Charlie Cox showed up on the screen, I went, "That's Daredevil."
That's actually why I started watching.
Oh,
I was
for
getting
real?
clips of him, and I was
I
like, "What is
didn't
he
know.
doing in this show? What the heck? I have to go watch it." So then I watched it.
I was laughing so hard because like when he turned around in the chair and she goes knock knock and he's like Billy. I was like,
What
is that Expedition
Such
33?
Such an odd role for him. Like, I wasn't expecting him to be as funny as he is. He's so funny.
Oh, he's very funny, bro.
But I'm trying to think. I don't remember what everyone else does in that episode. Oh, Anton tries to break his dry spell. That was the joke.
Oh man,
What's-
the rat took the air tag.
I remember the best part of that
Yes.
episode. It's Samir. It's Samir in his job interview was the funniest thing on planet Earth. The way, dude, like my jaw dropped. He like, "Hey Samir, you know, you're great. Like, I think you got the job." He's like, "Really? I got the job?" He's like, "Yeah, I think you got it." And they all get excited. He's like, "Yeah, dance, like get excited." He turns around and moons them.
I was like, I literally reacted like them. I was like,
Dude, why? What thought that was a good idea? What made you think that was a good idea? And then he goes upstairs and he's like, "Did you get the?" He's like, "How's the interview go?" Went great. And then I mooned them. And he was like, "What? What do you mean you mooned them?" So good. That's probably the best part of the episode.
I was like, what made you think showing your butt to them was gonna be like,
the moment.
hey, yeah.
Heat of the moment, baby. It's the heat of the
Oh
moment.
man.
What about you? What's the best part?
I gotta go with Charlie Cox showing up in the episode because
Just like him being there.
it surprised the heck out of me. I
Yeah.
was like, what are you doing here?
You know you can call them, right? Did you call them? What did they say when you called them? You can call them? You didn't call them?
I was like, this man, he's saving the day just like in Daredevil.
There's going to be more of him later, too, so it's going to be...
Oh, for real?
Well, episode 6.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what you meant. I thought you meant season 2.
No, I don't know if he'll be in season 2. But episode 5, anything...
Oh,
Which one's this
episode
one?
5, Theracide. The therapist who died.
That's what it is.
The Anton and Issa episode.
Yeah, and they're like, oh my gosh. Actually, no. My favorite part of that episode is Samir and Paul Baker. You know what? I think I think you guys can tell who my favorite character is. It's Samir and Paul Baker. When they go to the kid's house and they're playing Smash Bros. Melee, the funniest thing ever. Because can I be honest with you? That's me. If I walked into a house and a bunch of kids, I was like, can I play? Like, I want to play.
I'm not doing that, bro.
And Billy's like, you guys can't like keep going over there. He's like, yeah, they can't come over there. We can't go over there. They can't come over here either. Aw, dude, dang it. Like, it's so funny. That felt, again, like, all of their, like nothing they were doing was inherently bad. But it's, except giving them beer.
I was about to say, you were supplying them with some alcohol.
Yeah, but, like, it wasn't until, like, the girls show up and they're giving them the drink. And he's like, whoa, what are you guys doing? And he's
Is this
like,
a guy-girl party?
is this a guy-girl
We didn't know this was guy-girl party.
Paul, we have to get out of here. We have to get out. Let's go. And then they're like, so good. That was my favorite part of the episode for sure. Because
If
Ethan
they
and
drink
was
all
funny.
the stinking booze, they're like, we're taking your booze. No.
That and the what do you call it? The seance, I guess. Like when the lady's talking to the ghost. It's so funny.
My favorite part of that whole episode was when they go to the funeral, like thing after, and they're like, we want to sit here. We want to talk to them real quick. And they're talking about how like the therapist communicate with them and that it's our fault for this and that. And they admit that he slipped in the bathtub or something and killed himself.
Oh, yeah.
And then she's like, you know, you guys are really, and then the Katie girl goes, some narcissist. And then they go, oh, what's your name? Katie. Oh yeah, he doesn't mention you at all in this. And it just cuts the whack. And then they're just like, so I don't know why you're talking.
So good, dude.
I was like, oh my gosh. And even the scene where they're over by his body and they're just like, do you hear that? No. And then he's like, whoa, where'd that come from? And then Issa does it too. She's like, do you hear that? No. I was like, what's wrong with you
So
two?
stupid, dude. They're so dumb. Okay, episode 6.
Here we go.
Arguably the best episode of the show.
Roast chicken.
That episode was so fun. Again, it takes a generic sitcom concept and blows it out of proportion.
Oh,
It
yeah.
makes it insane. But my favorite part of the episode isn't any of the gags, but it's something I actually saw recently that I didn't notice. When Billy is looking at the chicken and she was like, it looks great, right? And Samir like looks at her and says, it does look great. I'm rooting for you guys, bro. I need that to happen. When that hits, dude, when they finally get together, it's gonna be freaking like the best thing ever.
It might, but I'm gonna be for real. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Why?
If Samir gets more mature a little bit, then yeah, just a little bit. Not like totally get mature, just like a little bit better. Then yeah, but like Billy, I don't know. He still got some stuff to learn, but I think I can see it. I can see it for sure happening again, where it's like, oh yeah, like you've always been there for me, and even the way he took care of Charlie in that episode.
Dude, he's literally the GOAT. Samir is the GOAT. And here's the thing, right? It's the sitcom tale as old as time. Again, generic sitcom thing. You know, you have the two people.
Yeah.
They're going to get together. They're going to break up because they're not mature enough. They're not ready for each other yet. And they're going to get back together at the end of the show. And it's going to be great. It's going to be straight magic. I'm telling you, like, I'm saying it here now. Like, it's going to happen. It's going to be literally magic. I'm so freaking excited. But obviously, Charlie Cox freaking out of the table is probably the funniest thing in the episode. Or actually, when she cuts the chicken.
Nobody says grace anymore.
Yeah, no one says grace. When she cuts the chicken, or when Charlie Cox, and it's like, he's like eating it, dude. I was like, oh, dude. Man. She's like, you're supposed to defrost it?
Yeah.
You're supposed to thaw it? So good, dude. It's so funny.
Oh, man.
That entire episode, I think, like, in its entirety, is hilarious.
Bro, Julia Fox showing up.
Didn't know who that was.
Surprised the heck out of me. She was a star that I believe gained her fame big time from the movie Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. That was a really good movie.
I looked it up after. I felt like Paul Baker that whole episode. I did not know who that was. They were like, that's Julia Fox. I was like, is that
Not a lot of people do, but she also dated Kanye West.
I was like, is that a real like famous person? Like,
yeah.
I'm like really confused.
She came up really weirdly. Like Uncut Gems, like everybody was like, wow, she's so pretty. I love her. And then after that, she started dating Kanye West after him and like Kim Kardashian broke up. And then that's when she really got famous. And then now I guess she's a model that's super famous now. I don't know what she's doing now.
I think she probably just models. That's
a lot of people love her.
But I was like, I don't know who this is, like at all, in the slightest. And when Paul Baker's like, oh yeah, what is it, Jules? Oh yeah, like my friend Jules is gonna come over. He's like, Julia Fox is sitting on my couch.
I was shook because the whole time he kept saying Jules, and I'm like, okay, it's probably just some random girl that Issa's gonna get jealous of. And I was like, okay, but then right when Julia Fox showed up, I was like, oh,
again,
Issa.
taking a most generic sitcom concept and blowing it out of proportion because it's like an actual famous person. Like it's not just like some attractive girl.
Man.
So good, dude.
I was so shook because the hood came on. I was like, who is this? Why she got a hood on? She acted like she's a celebrity. And right when it came off, I was like, that's Julia Fox. What the? And then Paul Baker's just like, yeah, Jules. I was like, and then Issa and everybody's reaction was me. I was like, that's Julia Fox. What do you mean, Paul Baker? What do you mean? It's just Jules. That's Julia Fox.
So good, dude.
And then like Issa goes and changes and tries to act like her. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of valid. Because I don't know why Paul Baker ain't trying to hit on Julia Fox, like, low-key.
Because he's just a great guy.
He is. He's a great guy, which I appreciate, by the way. I was just like, you really are just, like, not very perceptive.
Yeah.
It's cool. But, like, that's Julia Fox. You're naturally friends with Julia Fox. That's why I was like.
Yeah.
I like the surprises they keep throwing at you.
Yeah. Just a crazy episode, dude. Are you ready to move on to episode 7?
Yep.
Last 2 episodes. Episode 7.
Annabelle.
This episode was weird for me.
Yeah.
Because I think every single part is funny. Samir cutting the poop in the toilet.
Oh.
Okay, not only Samir clogging the toilet on a getaway with his girlfriend is the funniest thing ever.
And then you find out she clogged it.
Yeah, it's so
first.
good. So good. But I think the funniest part is just Anton and Paul Baker hanging out with the girl trying to get an abortion.
Yep.
It's the funniest thing ever. When she like wants it to be like this big like I want to go here, I want to go do this, and they're just like, what is it? They say something to her that I was just like, whoa, like that's wild. Like you shouldn't have like done this in the first place.
The who effed you line?
Yeah,
Anton?
who effed you? Who effed you? So good, dude. No, she got Anton so good.
Yeah.
And then when she was like being nice is it like a personality trait, I was like, dude, stop being mean to my guy, bro. Paul Baker.
Like, what did Paul Baker do to you, man? And then when they like smoke with her and then they think they're having a nice moment and then she's like, you know, when I grow up, I want to tell my kids I never want to have the life you have or something like that. And then Paul Baker goes, F you! I was like, oh, she had a nerve.
And then Issa and Billy just like, their like weird little dance thing. And they're like,
yeah.
All right, guys, class is over. Let's go. Like, that's it. Like, it's so funny, dude. We have to control the situation. What? I think we're just gonna fire her. No. Like, don't fire her. Like, she really cares. And then once the, like, all right, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or I like when Issa, like, gives the phone to the kid. It's like, hey, order a Postmates for everyone. Like, you know what everyone likes. What the frick? Like, what do you mean? It was so good, dude. They're all so funny.
Crazy, man. But I love all of them.
We got a taste. We got a taste of Paul Baker and Anton.
I knew from the jump in episode 2,
I had a feeling.
The hospital.
Yeah, I had a feeling that, like, okay, because they mentioned that Paul Baker's fluid, and I was like, okay, random thing to mention. I don't know if, like, that would matter unless it's story reasons, you know? So I was like, okay. And then, like, they're hanging out, and I'm like, okay. He, like, maybe they're just really close. And then, like, you keep watching, I'm like, no.
Yep.
This is going to be a problem later. This is going to be what breaks the friend group.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Well, I don't think it's going to break the friend group, because low-key, this is what I think. Well, this is what I thought. The reason why I instantly knew that something was going to happen was because Anton and Issa are way too close. They're way too tight. And then instantly I knew they kind of have the same type. Because that episode when they're tracking that one guy. Yeah. Because I remember the guy comes out and then Issa and Paul Baker were
that was
like,
a funny thing.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's the guy that Anton would like. The guy kind of looked like Paul Baker, so I instantly knew. Wait. If this doesn't work out with that one guy, which I know it isn't, because it's a random guy, and no matter what, even if he were to meet the Anton, they probably have some problems. Paul Baker is the next person who looks just like that guy. And they had a lot of points where they were talking to each other and, like, actually, like, bonding compared to Issa and him, where it's kind of like, yes, they have a bond, but it's more like, I feel like it's more physical. So instantly I knew Anton and him are going to get together.
They're going to get together.
But low-key, I also think, I kind of think they're going to become a throuple. I think Issa, Anton, and Paul Baker are going to become a throuple.
Can I be honest? I honestly hope not. I would hate that. Because I think that breaks a lot of the drama that you can get in, like, strong writing. If they're just like, okay, we can all be together. Unless what I could see is they do that for a little bit and they're like, this isn't working. Yeah. There's an argument. I think that's going to be the thing that breaks the friend group. Yeah. You need that thing. You need the thing that causes, like, a big drama. Because Samir and Billy are like the...
That's going to break the friend group, too.
No, they're the main couple. That's what the show is. Like, they're the main couple. But Anton and Paul Baker are going to be the thing that, like, causes strife in the group. They're going to be the problem, right? And then Issa's going to have a hard time. People are going to take sides. But I think the throuple thing will happen in the beginning. It won't work. And then there's going to be arguments, for sure. I think that, like you need that thing that's going to cause, like, big drama. And that gets me into episode 8, where I felt like episode 8 was the first, like, very strong writing, like, in terms of, like, a drama perspective. Because of everything with the wedding, I really liked it. It was still funny. They kept it light, but they're obviously trying to, like, set something up because Paul Baker and Anton get married. Yeah, and they're obviously doing something.
We all knew that was gonna happen too.
100%, and, like, we knew how that was gonna end, but now I'm curious to see how it builds, and I hope it keeps building because if this show can balance the, like, insane humor that it has with, like, some very serious drama writing, this could literally be, like, great. This could be one of the greats. I think, like, the best sitcoms do that the best. The Office kills it. I've never seen How I Met Your Mother. I'm planning on watching it very soon. How I Met Your Mother kills that until the end, obviously. For me, a big one that's really important to me is Superstore. I love Superstore so much. That, like, the drama kills, dude. It's so freaking good. So I just really hope that this show keeps it up. And I found out it's Nick Kroll executive producing. Oh. He's, like, heavily involved with the show.
This guy did Big Mouth, right?
Yeah. Okay. I love Nick Kroll. Nick Kroll is so funny. So, like, I was like, okay, this makes sense why I think this is really funny. But I hope they can balance that, like, insane, wacky comedy with very serious drama because I think they could, like, kill it. That's what always elevates these shows. They can't just be funny anymore. At least for me. Like, the shows that are just funny don't usually work. Like, I love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia for the clips. Yeah. I can't, like... I don't love it though. You know, that show's so funny, but it just doesn't stick because I'm just tied to the humor. I'm not tied to, like, any, like, I'm not connected to these characters. I think they're all funny, but I'm not connected to them. Yeah. This show has the perfect opportunity to make me really connected with these characters by having some real serious drama.
Got you.
But yeah.
I also like the fact that a lot of them, because they showed us their characters from episode 1 and what their flaws may or may not be. But then towards the end in episode 8, they showed us that they were definitely learning and doing better. Samir standing up to Zach Carlos, I feel like that showed a really good...
Zach Carlos. I love that Issa's other ex-boyfriend, they also call by his full name. Yep. Zach Carlos. I noticed it, like, I was like, wait, oh yeah, huh? Like they keep doing that. Why?
Exactly. But I just really like the fact that he stood up for himself for a second because he's like, and he didn't even need a reminder to do it because at the beginning of the episode they called him a b-boy. You know, I'm not gonna cuss, but you know that obviously messed with him, like through episode 1 and 2. But through the rest of the episodes, you see him not becoming a b-boy. You see him becoming way more like stern, way more upfront, way more like, no, this is not what we're gonna do, and like stand up for himself. Because different situations, he was like, nah, like this is wrong or something.
Yeah.
And I like how at the end he was just like all fed up, just like everybody else fed up with different things, and he was like, no, we're gonna need you to sign these sticking papers now. And then, you know, even though it kind of did fail for a second, Anton had to help him out through that. He still stood up and got in that dude's face and went, sign the papers. Like, you're not moving in. And I like that. I like how it showed him maturing. And even with Anton, like, yeah, they called him the friend slut, but he was learning to, like, I mean, he's getting feelings for Paul Baker. So, yeah. I mean, he's learning not to be, like, all out there.
He's learning to have, like, a serious relationship.
Yeah, he's learning to be more serious. Issa, I think the one thing she learned in season 1 was what she truly wants. What she truly is. Because she is with Paul Baker, but then she realizes that she doesn't want to get married. She doesn't want to be tied down yet. She wants to still be her own person.
I will say, though, I think Issa had the least growth.
I was just trying to find something.
No, like I don't think like that. I feel like that was something she always knew, but she like forced herself into a situation because she thought it was what's best, but she still was like, yeah, no, like I don't want this.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is valid, but I think she's gonna be the character that is gonna have the roughest arc.
Yeah.
I don't think her character is gonna very seamlessly grow. She's gonna be the one that's always stuck in her ways. Where I could see like Billy growing a lot.
Billy's definitely
Samir,
gonna be growing.
Anton.
Billy and Samir.
Paul Baker I can see always kind of as more comic relief, but like more Anton, Billy, and Samir, I can see them growing very heavy. I think Issa will be the one that sort of gets held back and feels like everyone's moving on without her because she's so stuck in like her ways. That's just me. That's just kind of I feel like that's where it's gonna go, but who knows?
Hey.
But yeah.
Either way,
fantastic
like
show, dude. I'm so happy you watched it.
I like the conversations that they had. I like the dilemmas that they were in. I just love the craziness of it.
It's so crazy. It's almost like it moves so fast and everything is so insane. Like again, it's so just like it takes. I'm gonna say it for like the 5th time, repeating myself. It takes the generic sitcom concept and blows it out of proportion. So it makes everything seem way crazier than it actually is. Especially because these characters act the heck out of it.
Oh, yeah.
They freaking, like, they sell me on everything they're doing so hard because their chemistry is great and they're so committed to these characters. And I think they're all so talented. They're all very new actors. I was looking at their, like, their portfolio. Like, there's, like, I think one of them was in a big thing. I think Billy was in, like, one big thing, but she was, like, a small role. Yeah. Same thing with Samir. Like, he didn't have, like, a whole lot. But, like, this is the start for them, I think. Paul Baker was a TikTok star. Didn't know that. He was like big on social media. He was big on social media, and then he got this role. So it's just like, hey, like he obviously probably acted beforehand, but like that's like probably how they found him. Like you guys have so much potential, and I'm so glad like this cast is so good because again, if this show goes on for 5, 6 seasons, 7 seasons, whatever, this will be one of those like that's a family. Like that's a group, you know.
I also appreciate this because I was thinking low key, this is kind of like an adult. The way it was going was an adult animation like type of cartoon.
Oh, it does feel like that. Yeah,
it felt like that. But I also appreciate it because it's not always a fail with these people. Like they're learning and there's a story going through it. It's kind of like one of those Netflix adult animated shows where they're actually kind of learning something or there's a story to it. Because I hate, like, when I was watching adult animated cartoons, I hate them a lot because there is always negatives no matter what. Like, I hate when there's just negatives that go on. There's never a good moment that happens for them. Like maybe for a second, like it's like, oh, for an episode I'm gonna be president of the United States, but the next thing you know they're like, well, you suck, you're the worst ever, you're racist, you blew up the whole country, this and that, and then they'll just leave, go back to their regular life, and then whatever. But I hate that. I hate when stuff like that happens. It seems like there's always progression. There's always progression. I like those type of like Rick and Morty. There's always something like Morty learns a little better. Rick sometimes is learning like more compassion.
Rick and Morty's an interesting one because I feel like that show struggles with balancing story and I think I'd probably get a lot of hate for this, but like I think that show really struggles with telling story and doing like the cartoons. It had so much potential to just be like a very strong, funny story cartoon, But then I feel like it kind of got lost in its like now it kind of feels like a Family Guy where you're just kind of like one-off episodes. And I think it's funnier than those shows, but I think its problem is they're trying to stretch it out.
Yeah.
Because instead of just telling the story seamlessly, you have to you want 11 seasons out of this. So you're going to keep adding just different episodes and fun like this that. So it can never fully like be the story. Cuz the early seasons the story's good.
It's so good.
And then a couple episodes in like season 4 or 5 I don't watch anymore. I stopped a while ago. I stopped after.
I don't even think I'm on season 7.
I stopped after season 4. My older brother loves it, and like we talk about it a lot because I like it. I don't watch episodes here and there, but like from what I understand, like they'll tell stories in like individual episodes.
Yeah.
But then you won't get any connection to that.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple seasons later.
Yeah.
So it's just like, like that sucks. But adults, you're right. It does feel like an adult like animated cartoon with a more sitcom feel.
Exactly.
And 'cause it's live action, you can't do as much as you could in an animation show.
But I like it this way.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's amazing. I love that show so much. I really hope they haven't greenlit second season yet. They haven't said if they're doing a second season. And it's bugging me. Like it's like one of those things where I'm just like I'm on my phone and I'm like scrolling and I'm waiting for it to just say canceled. It says canceled, I will riot. I will actually riot. Like FX, I hope you're listening because I will be very upset though. Please don't cancel. This show has so much potential. Again, the problem with shows nowadays is we feel like we need to like hit immediately. We can't let things grow. Let's let this one grow because there's potential here. But yeah, that's it. You have anything else you want to say?
Yeah. What is your overall grade on a scale of 1 to 10 for this show?
I think I said it last week, and I don't remember what I said. I think I said a 7.
Okay.
I think I said a 7. I think I said a 7 with the potential to grow. Because I don't want to like push high yet. The show's still just starting. It's like I don't want to be like, oh, it's a 9, it's an 8, it's a whatever, you know? Because for me, like I've seen a lot of these kinds of shows, and I like to be careful with how I can because they're gonna be strong in the beginning. How is it gonna shape up later?
Yeah.
First season, super strong, great start, but like there still could be more. I think especially with the limited amount of episodes, I would have loved 12, 13, 14 instead of 8. You know, 8 for a sitcom isn't enough for me. I think it needs 12. I miss 24 personally for sitcoms. I miss like long sitcoms, but that's just not the world we live in. And also, I think 12 and 13 is a lot more palatable, but also long enough to like get more story out of there. So I would have loved it to be longer. But if that's my only complaint, then like I think you're fine. Like I think
I'm about to say that is pretty fine.
Like if my complaint is I wish there was more. Like you guys are doing something right. So just keep it up. I love the show. Now we're moving into our final review section of the show.
Our 2 final reviews.
Yeah.
Technically.
How to Train Your Dragon, live action review, and the Materialists review. I did not watch them. I'm actually watching How to Train Your Dragon today. I was on a trip. There's a fly. Wonder if that's going to be on camera.
No, we're good.
I'm watching it today. I was gone, so I didn't get a chance to watch it this weekend. But I will watch it today. Phil, what did you think of How to Train Your Dragon?
I really liked How to Train Your Dragon live action.
Okay.
I really liked it. I liked what they did. I personally gave it an 8 out of 10. I gave it an 8 out of 10 only because with live action movies, I haven't been a fan of doing this. I am a bigger fan of doing something different.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why would you want to change the animated movie? The animated movie's so good. And that was me with Lilo and Stitch. Like, I know that you and I have differing opinions on Lilo and Stitch, but I felt like with the live action, I definitely prefer the animated movie over it. With this, I actually think I wouldn't mind if one or the other is on. I would actually debate which one I'd watch. Because what they did with the live action was really cool. I think that the best thing about it was it made the old animated cartoon feel like it's rushed. In a way.
They extend it? It's longer?
They extend it, but they also allow you to stay in the scenes more. Like, literally at the start of the movie, they literally started out with, like, the main actor, I believe his name is Mason Thames. I believe his Thames or Thames?
Mason Thames.
Mason Thames. he narrates just like in the animated cartoon, and the sequences are almost exactly the same, almost. But then you definitely see the differences, and you definitely see it more extended out, where there's more talking points for certain characters, and even the dragons look insane. They look so
I've seen
good.
like some clips. I'm like, dude, what the heck?
I tried not watching any clips. I only saw the trailers, so I'd be fully surprised. But they did a really good job on those dragons. But the way Mason Thames goes in and talks, it almost sounds exactly like Hiccup from the old cartoon. He literally does a very good job playing Hiccup in the live action
He
version.
looks exactly like Hiccup.
Looks exactly like him
Like,
too.
it's kind of crazy.
I was like, you guys got the voice and the look of Hiccup, the voice actor and the stinking movie. That's awesome. But they did a really good job of extending these scenes. Because I was wondering the whole movie, I'm like, what are they going to do differently that's going to make me like this movie? And it's just, they didn't change that much to it. They didn't. They just added more to certain scenes. They added more talking points. They added more depth to it. And I feel like that's what you need to do. That's the formula right there if you're really going to keep doing these live action movies. Like, I don't feel like if there is something, because I feel like one cool thing is if an anime movie didn't work and you really want to try to like make it better, maybe change something in it. Maybe. But with this, How to Train Your Dragon, it's perfect. Like, literally, it's a perfect story and a perfect lesson to other people about how you shouldn't be just like everybody else. You're perfect. You're good as you are. Your talent is what's going to change people.
Yeah.
And so I think that if you want to change something in another animated movie or an old live action movie, change it. But with this, don't touch it. And I think that's what they did. I think they just gave us more to certain things. They literally laid it out and they said, okay, let's extend this. Okay, let's extend this. Okay, let's extend that. Oh, you want to change it? No, we're going to give more dialogue and give more action to these certain scenes. I also love the fact that the director who made the animated movie was the director for this.
Yeah.
So I feel like this was his perfect chance to be like, oh, like he looked back at the animated movie and was like, maybe I could explain that a little bit. I feel like that's what he did. He watched the movie and he was like, maybe I could add a little bit more to this.
It is 30 minutes longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably was 30 minutes more longer. But I feel like he just went, let me just extend this out. Let me have the actors have fun with this and then see if they could put more personality into it. Because I'm not trying to knock the voice actors. They did a very good job in the animated movie, and I still feel like I love those characters a little bit more than these characters in the movie, besides Jared Butler, because Jared Butler's still the same dude, but they did a very good job on this live-action remake. They're very good. Even the flight scenes, I was like, oh, this is tough. This is really tough. They did... There were some things they did exactly the same, but I think it was the camera angles that mainly had me like, oh, this is really cool. This is a cool idea. But I really liked the How to Train Your Dragon live action.
Did you give a score?
I gave it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Wow. So I'm seeing like an interesting conversation, right? With Lilo and Stitch just coming out, live action just coming out, and Disney kind of just doing it a lot lately. This is DreamWorks' first like time doing this, right? This is their first time.
I was like, what is that?
It's outside. I wonder if that's
My bad.
capturing. Hold on, don't talk. It isn't. We're fine.
Yeah, it's outside.
I was just making sure. Anyway, sorry. This is DreamWorks' first time doing this, right?
Yeah.
Like live action. Okay. Do you think that by not really changing anything, or like you said, they don't add anything to the story. They just extend things, right?
Yeah.
They just like flesh out certain things. Do you think that is the proper way of doing these live action remakes? Or do you think taking like different story decisions like in Lilo and Stitch is a more interesting option for live action remakes? Did that make sense? Did I word that correctly?
Yeah. I understand what you're asking. I think that there are two answers to that question because to me, instantly I'm thinking, no, you shouldn't do another live action movie. And that was what I thought when I saw Lilo and Stitch, the live action.
Like you shouldn't change anything?
You shouldn't change it because the animated version of Lilo and Stitch is perfect. Like it's actually a really good story. I was thinking, just extend it out, just like what they did in How to Train Your Dragon. But I feel like when you're doing live action movies, there is a reason to change certain things. Like, I think that, for example, I'm trying to think of an animated movie that didn't do well or was bad. Well, for example, I'm just gonna say that if there is an animated movie that a lot of people have mixed feelings about because either it's the ending that it had. Oh, The Iron Giant. I know that there were a lot of people who had mixed feelings about that movie. I love it personally.
Is there really people that don't like the Iron Giant?
There's some people who didn't like it, and also it didn't do too well in the box office.
I know that. I know it made no money.
But I know that there were mixed feelings about, I believe, or maybe it was something else. But anyways, with The Iron Giant, if there are really mixed feelings about that movie compared to everybody else, because I loved it, maybe see what people really didn't like. And if you were to do a live action movie on that, see what you can change that still stays true to that story. Like, if it has to be drastic, then maybe do it. If it has to be a little bit of a change, maybe do it. But I think that if there's a movie that everybody just loves, Lilo and Stitch, How to Train Your Dragon, there's been a lot. Aladdin, stuff like
Little
that.
Mermaid.
If there's The Little Mermaid, I feel like with those movies, just extend certain scenes out, because that's another thing with animated movies. They are so quick. They're like an hour and 10 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes. There are a lot of times I feel like there's directors or even script makers or story writers that maybe wanted more stuff to go into it. And if you wanted a live action movie, that's what
And
you could
that
probably
justifies,
go into.
that's what video games do. It's actually, exactly.
That's why I like How to Train Your Dragon, the live action, so much, because I feel like that's what they did with this. They just went, all right, what did we forget, or what do we want to add to this story? Not take away, add.
So, sorry, excuse me. What it seems like with, I think, like the general consensus is if you make a live action remake, if you faithfully adapt it, then people will love it. I think of Little Mermaid, where a lot of people hated on it because she was black. Yeah. But then once it came out, it made a lot of money, and it's pretty highly regarded. Like, if you look at the IMDb score, I think it was like a 7.1 and 75. Like, it was very high, like, because it was like, oh, this is just Little Mermaid, right? I think of like the older ones too that Disney did, like Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, that were all very like
7.2.
Yeah. That were all very like just accurate to the original, but again added things.
Yeah.
People like that more than like what Lilo and Stitch did, where it kind of changed the message a little bit. Yeah. Or like Snow White, where you're like kind of changing too much. Snow White though we've talked, like, it's a really weird situation where it was like they kind of did the same thing where they just added a lot, but just a lot of like bad marketing, I think, killed that movie. Doesn't matter though. Yeah. But like, I think you don't want to change. Oh, let's talk about The Last of Us 2. Change too much, people are going to get upset.
That's a very good example.
Faithfully adapt it, and people will be like, yeah, it's fine. My problem with it in general, though, is I just don't understand doing it in the first place. You know, like, if that thing already exists. But like, I won't argue if it's better though. Like, if How to Train Your Dragon adds things, then yeah, there's value there. But to me, that'll always come off as just like let's make money because this is an IP that we have, you know? I guess that's where like the disconnect happens for me. But then again, like, I'm sitting here talking, but I'm going to go watch it right now. Like, I'm going to go watch it. So I'm the problem. But I think it's interesting when we go about making more live action remakes. I think we're going to see more faithful adaptations now than when Disney was doing so many of them. They kind of felt like they had to change things to like justify what they were doing. Yeah. Right? Because like Lion King made $1 billion. It was very faithfully adapted, but people didn't like it just because it just doesn't work so they were like, okay, how are we going to start changing things? Mix it up. I think Aladdin did a good job of it, where they like kind of gave Jasmine more of an arc. Yeah. But like, I think that was like the best example of it. After that, it was just like, all right, Lilo and Stitch, we're going to change the message. I feel like they did one more that I can't think of. Or Snow White, let's just say that. Snow White, they like changed too much. Like, they did too much, and it didn't work out. How to Train Your Dragon comes out, and it's like, let's go back to what Disney was doing like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And 7 years ago, a while ago, and just faithfully adapt it, and let's see how people respond. And people loved it. So now going about the second one, I want to bring this up to you. The director said he is now more willing, because they're already working on the second one, he is more willing to start deviating from the original. How do you feel about that?
All right, so I am a bigger fan of the first one than the second and third one. I think the second one was cool to see where Hiccup is and everything, but there were some points in that movie where I kind of was like, I mean, I
I think
like
a
it.
lot of people say that, right? Like, a lot of people don't care for the second one.
I'm okay with the other three. I know they're for sure working on a fourth animated movie too, or there's rumors that they're working on a fourth animated movie also. But the first one is just very good. It's very good. It was hard to beat that one. I feel like the second one was pretty good, but it's not as good as the first one. The third one, same vibes, but I do think there are some things that can change in that I probably won't be mad at. That's one thing I will say. I don't think I'll get too mad, but it depends what those changes are. Like, the second one was where he finds his mom.
I don't. I know I've watched the first one. I never watched the third one because I remember wanting to. I think I've seen the first and the second one. No, it's dude, Phil, I don't care. Like it's like what? Like it doesn't matter. Actually, if they're remaking them, like realistically, I'll probably watch all the remakes. So don't spoil it for me.
Got you.
But I don't remember the second one at all. I don't remember the first one at all. So that's why I'm kind of excited to go watch it right now.
Dang.
But yeah, like so you're cool with them changing things then? Like it's fine.
I'm cool with changing things in that aspect because the second and third movie had things I didn't really like mesh with.
Okay, so then I want to dish it to the camera. I'm gonna dish it to the camera. We've never done this before. I'm gonna dish it to the camera. What do you guys think about them changing things? I think we'll have time to make a TikTok out of this. If How to Train Your Dragon 1, it hits. It's a faithful remake, right? We love it. It's great. Visually amazing, whatever. How do we feel about the director saying, moving on to the second one, and then hopefully even the third one, how do we feel about them changing things, deviating from the story, and like adding new things, changing some arcs? Do we want that? Like, do you guys want that? I want to hear like from like How to Train Your Dragon fans.
Yeah.
Like people that swear by those movies, because I know you guys exist. Do you guys like that? Is that a thing you want? Let us know in the comments, please.
Please
do it. Do it.
Because that is actually super interesting. Because I know a lot of people actually do. There are people who do love the second movie over the first one. There's people who love the third movie over the first one. Mm-hmm. But I would love to see what everybody else thinks.
Yeah. But I'm happy you think that. Like I think that's a good place to be at. Where like this one's so good that like I could trust them to like change things. And it's the same director, so like he's not gonna make like some crazy decision that's like gonna. He's probably not gonna do something that's gonna be like, whoa, this is nothing like How to Train Your Dragon 2. Like Hiccup dies or something. Like that'd be wild.
Imagine.
But yeah.
He's like live action verse. Hiccup's done.
Yeah.
We
don't need Hiccup.
He's not coming back. I'm alive. I'm dead.
But yeah. You have anything else you want to say about How to Train Your Dragon?
Please go watch it.
Please go watch it. It's making money.
I'm gonna suggest watching in IMAX.
Really?
I'm gonna say
oh
IMAX.
yeah, that
Standard,
makes sense.
it just gets really dark sometimes, and I feel like there's scenes that will look better on a like Dolby Cinema, IMAX.
I'm not watching
RPX,
it on IMAX.
stuff like that. I'm trying to think of another screen. I just think that you need to watch it on the screen that's actually gonna have.
Watch it on the best screen possible.
Yes.
I don't have that.
Maybe 4D.
Our theater doesn't have like a IMAX, so I just at the standard watch that TV or watch that projector, and I'm chilling.
Man, I'm glad. I'm gonna be watching F1 in 4D soon.
Oh, nice. I need. It comes out August
Next week.
Is it next week?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, reviews
June
are coming
27th.
out. Yeah. Okay, I'll go watch it
I
too.
can't wait, bro. I can't wait.
Let me go watch it. We should go watch it together.
You want to come with us?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right.
Do it. Just text
we'll talk
me.
after.
Let me know. Yeah.
Hey, we're planning some movie
Let's go. We're
stuff,
planning some
man.
movie
Come
stuff.
on.
I just don't like. That's not a movie I don't think I'll go watch by myself. So I would like to go watch it with someone. And I don't know anyone.
We have three. It's me and two other guys who are going, so we have a fourth seat available.
I'm down.
You're gonna love.
Yeah,
4D,
just
bro.
let me know, and let me know the time, and I'll try
Got
and see
you.
if I can go.
I got you.
But yeah, let's move on to our final review of the night.
The Materialists.
A material.
Have you seen it?
No.
Do you mind if I say spoilers?
Please spoil it. I'm
spoil it?
very curious. I'm very curious because I'm definitely not going to watch it. This is not my kind of movie. But I want to know things because from what I understand, it's a very complicated movie. It is not what the marketing made it seem it was.
What you mean? What was the marketing?
So the marketing was very heavily pushing this. Okay, really fast. We're going to talk full spoilers on The Materialist. Phil will give his general spoiler-free thoughts, but I'm going to say something that might bug people. But if you listen to anyone's review, non-spoiler review, you probably heard this. From what I understand, this movie is not just your standard love triangle. There's a lot more happening that this movie is trying to say. It makes just this generic like love triangle concept and changes it and makes it very deep and complex, which is what I forgot what's the director's name. She did Past Lives.
Celine Song.
Yeah. It's just what she's good at doing. She's really good at taking love stories and making them a lot more complex than what they seem to be. How do you think this movie did it? Give us your take. What did you think?
All right. Just to repeat, this is going to be a spoiler review. I think that Celine Song took a mature route on showing us a love triangle. But I don't even think it was mainly about the love triangle. To me, the movie was mainly about dating, relationships, dating apps,
Self-worth.
and self-worth. Definitely self-worth. But I love, like, Dakota Johnson, I think, did actually a really good job in this movie.
Really?
Like, the character she played and how she was supposed to be, it made sense. Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans, I thought they did a very good job as well, too. The acting was really good. The script was very good. I think that the thing that really had me so interested, because I talk to so many people, guys, I'm an observation type person. Like, when I see things, I always wonder about it. Like, if I see a certain action happening or even just the environment, like with people, I'm always interested in that. So this movie very, very much felt like that. Like, to me, it was an experiential movie. It was like you're going to sit down and you're going to watch how these people react in the world of love, dating, and relationships. And I thought it was really cool. I was like looking at different manners, looking at different like vibes that they were getting in certain aspects. But the coolest thing to me was Lucy's like monologue about what she believes dating is, because her job is, she's a matchmaker. Her job is to set people up, whether they're high class or low class. I think it's probably high class, but her job is to set people up. And there were so many compilations there were 2 or 3 compilations in the movie where she's interviewing people on what their type is, what they like, and a lot of them were ridiculous. A lot. But when I've talked to people about dating, that's how it is.
Like, you're a perfect person.
They're a perfect person or what they're looking for. They'll be like, yeah, I want somebody fit. Yeah, I know I'm like 40 or 42, but I want somebody who's older. And then she gives the number. Because the guy, I believe, dated a 22 or 23-year-old, and he was 42 or 40.
Damn.
Yeah, and then so he's like, I want somebody older. So then she instantly had somebody. She's like, well, I know you're 42, but this girl, she's really nice. She's 31. And he's like, no, I want somebody, just a little bit more younger. And she's like, oh, no, she said 39. And he winced on that. So then she said 31. And then he goes, I was thinking more in the 25 to 28 range. And then she was like, but that is realistically how a lot of people are sometimes. They'll be so weird. Dating's just weird. So I like how they showed that through those different people she was interviewing. And like, there was a funny thing where she's like, this black woman's giving her like type and what she wants. And she goes, let's be realistic here. I don't know in New York if I'm going to find a black conservative lesbian in this place. We could try New Jersey. And I was like, if we're being for real, that's true. Like, you're probably
It's
not
like an
gonna find
ultra,
that.
like, it's, the problem with dating is, the problem with dating is, like, people always have these very, like, ultra specific, like, qualifications that they think is going to give them their ideal person.
Exactly. And I feel like the cool thing is we're experiencing this through Lucy because she is our real life dating app.
Yeah.
She is the matchmaker that people are going to and because she is the expert and she's trying to set people up, which in a way she kind of is. But the point of the movie is she sees love as, or even just dating as, a business proposal. She sees it as math. And I thought that was really cool because I'm like, how is she going to change? Because she sees it as, this is just numbers. This is how it works. She always brings that up. She's like, the math works. The numbers work. You guys are a perfect couple. And so later we experience her love triangle, I guess. And it was a very mature love triangle. It wasn't like well, she's mine. No, she's mine. It wasn't over exaggerated or over dramatic. It was more like she's with this guy right now, but then her ex comes in and is back in the picture, but there's no like fight. There's no controversy. It's more like she's trying to figure out what she's feeling and how things certain are. Because they show us a past that she's a part of, or that she was with her ex, and how she was and how she looked at things. And then obviously they're not together, so she's changed. She's way more into love is numbers. Like, that's my job. Like, set up the people for numbers, so that's how I'm going to experience it. So with Pedro Pascal's character, Harry is the perfect match at that time for her. because Harry is a businessman who thinks numbers as well. So that's one thing I also loved about this movie. There's a scene where through the whole movie when he well, actually, let me start like this. She goes to a wedding because she set these two people up and they're about to get married, and she is talking to these 5 or 6 single women who you think she's just having a normal conversation with them, but she's actually giving a pitch for her business, how she's a materialist. And then in walks Pedro Pascal in the smoothest way possible. Like, his entrance into the movie, so good, so smooth. And I like that because that shows what type of character he is. But he walks in, camera follows him, and he stops by the bar, and he's listening to her talk about her proposal, about like trying to sell these people. And he understands that because he is a businessman. So instantly he understands the language of what she's speaking about numbers in a relationship, and he's instantly thinking, oh, she's my match. That's what I instantly thought. I was like, oh, since he's a businessman, he's thinking, but it's not true love. It's businessy. And they show that to us in later when he's trying to rizz her up, which he does in a super smooth way. Reed Richards was smooth in this movie. They go on a date where really she was trying to meet with him to set him up, like she was doing for other people. But then they take us to, like, you know, they're talking, and then you think they're having the same conversation, but then they're wearing different clothes, and they do a smooth transition or a smooth edit over to a second date. And then once again, the conversation continues, and they smooth over to a third date, and then a fourth date, and then finally on the 5th date, this is when it gets real. And this is why I love Daniel Pemberton did the soundtrack on it, and he is the guy who did the soundtrack for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. There was a music, there is a soundtrack song, I forgot what it is. I think it's The Things You Do to Me or something. And it just sounds so melodic and dreamy in a way, where we were hearing this song through those 1, 2, 3, 4.
And it's like you're following her get like swooped into like this trance.
Exactly. It's like she's in this zone. Well, they're both in this zone because things are making sense. And then you get to the 5th date and it just goes silent. And there's no music, but they're still talking. And then so they're talking, and then this is when Pedro Pascal says, I have a proposal. And then instantly the music comes back on. And then he's giving her a business offer in the language of like love. He's like, I think you are valuable, because she's going in talking about how, like, why do you even like me? Like, I'm not really all that good. I'm not rich. I'm like, I come from poor. Like, I don't know why you would waste your time with me. There's so many other women that the math makes sense for you to go with. And he's like, yeah, but you're valuable. I don't want somebody he doesn't want like materialistic intangibles or something. That's what he said. He said, like, I want you because there's a forever with you. Like, there's something here. You're valuable. And then instantly the music comes back on, and he's like going in, and the language he's speaking is like, oh, she's loving it. And I'm like, whoa. So that's why the music, like, she's in a trance again. Because at first it was like, I think the reason why they took the music off was because it's like, oh, now we're getting real. Like, I need to ask why the heck you're into me. And then right when he starts saying why, music comes back on. And then so they end up together, and then through the rest of the movie, obviously the ex, you're seeing what Chris Evans is on, but they're not clashing. They're really not clashing. It's more like you're experiencing how their lives are and what's going on at this certain instant. Later on in the movie, she realizes that, or something happens, and that's why I love it. You know why she's like such a math person, such a numbers person with love and relationships? So she sets somebody up, and the woman gets sexually assaulted, and instantly she just goes, wow, my equation, I set up this woman with a terrible person, a terrible man.
So then she kind of becomes like an extreme, and she like has to like
she becomes a person who instantly goes, man, then I don't believe in this anymore. Like, love, this is stupid. Like, if I'm just gonna set people up with terrible people, like, and then she instantly just starts thinking like she's just a terrible person, like what she did was wrong. And it just changes her view on love, changes her view on even just dating. And then she goes on this whole thing where it's like, dating's just stupid. Like, I'm talking to children. I'm just talking to children. And that's kind of what it is, though, sometimes. Like, there are mature people, but you're talking to children at the same time. So then once again, when that crisis happens, she set this person up, and then now they're trying to sue the company. She is at a low point in her life, and you're thinking she's gonna call Harry, but then she calls John, Chris Evans, and that's because Chris Evans knows her. This is a different type of love compared to Harry, where it's like, this is a business proposal. There's no feelings there with that business proposal. She has feelings towards Chris Evans. She has feelings that, well, he has feelings too, but he understands her. So when they call, the music comes back on, and that's when I'm like, a new connection. New connection coming up. But she's still with Harry and everything, so they talk. And then once again, there's a scene that pops up of Harry and Lucy talking. And early in the movie, they're talking about this procedure, and you probably heard about it, where guys have surgery to make themselves taller.
Yeah, they break their
Break their legs.
Yeah, break their legs, and then when like the body, and then like they stretch you up, right? They put these things so when your bone rebuilds.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yep. So that's a procedure that they say Harry had in this movie, and they reveal that, and then it kind of gives Lucy a realization that, oh wow, even the people,
Even the
the
richest
unicorn,
people,
yeah,
even the richest people have the most like small
they have
insecurities.
insecurities.
Yeah.
So then she's thinking through it, and she finally realizes, like, I don't think we're supposed to be together. I think we like each other based off a business point, but I don't think there are real feelings here. And he realizes it too, because then he's like, but we're perfect together, and they're speaking their language, and she's starting to realize that. And I like how it showed us that. Like, and then later, you know, Chris Evans, they get together, yada, 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 but that it showed us a different way of him giving a business proposal. It was a little more cute, a little bit more like personal. And I just like how it showed us that. Like, this was a way more mature, experiential way.
So you think this movie captured like a, not like, oh no, I like her, like trying to take her. It was very much like, who is going to be her person for this specific point? Who does she think she needs right now? And not necessarily like Chris Evans and Pedro fighting over her.
Yeah.
It was more like, okay, she's into Harry. Wait, no, like, this isn't love. Like, I don't need this. And then she moves on to her ex.
Yeah.
And then gets back with him. It's like, so it's not really a love triangle then. That's really interesting. Like, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, that's such an interesting way. Like, they're so smart for marketing the movie. Because you get people with Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, and Chris Evans in a romantic movie together. You know people are going to go watch that. You pitched it as a love triangle, even more so. You're going to get people fighting for it in the theater. But when you get to the theater, you're like, wait, this is a lot more deep and complex and mature than I ever thought. This movie's saying more about not just love, but about like who am I? My insecurities, my self-worth. Why am I, like you said it earlier, when she's first talking to Harry, she's like, I'm not good enough, I'm not this and that, and then she realizes like, oh wait, like you also don't think you're good enough either, and you have everything. Yeah. So like I think that's a really interesting, that's probably the most interesting thing that movie could have done. Yeah. And it did it.
Well, also I'd ask, what is your definition of a love triangle? Just to ask.
A love triangle for me is when, okay, you have the girl, and she likes one guy. Yeah. But then there's also this other guy. Yeah. She's like, whoa, wait, maybe him. And then like, she's like kind of bouncing between the two of them, and she's like, maybe I like this one, or I like that one, I like this one, and then they like get into a clash. It's like, no, she's mine. For me, I think like a love triangle has to have like a climax. It has to have like some sort of like where they fight for her almost. Not like a physical fight. It could be physical. It could be like a verbal. Yeah. It could be anything. But there just needs to be that like clash. But did Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans ever interact in this movie?
They do, but they don't like, you know.
But it's not about like.
There's never anger towards each other. Yeah. It's more like respectful.
So like personally, this movie is definitely a love triangle still. Yeah. But not love triangle in the conventional sense. I think is what I'm trying to say. It's not a conventional love triangle. It's not like your average run-of-the-mill, you're watching a TV show love triangle. It's not your Riverdale love triangle. It's very much like these two people are very different, and this girl like has different feelings for them, and she kind of just like, she bounces between the two of them, but at no point is she like juggling both at the same time. Yeah. I'm assuming.
Not really.
Yeah, which is cool. I like that. That's interesting. What would you give your number score?
I gave it an 8 out of 10 only because I love how this was a mature take, and even like a conversation to us in a way. Like, I feel like anybody can take anything out of it. Anybody could be like, nah, I didn't want her to be with Chris Evans. No, like that guy isn't perfect for him or something. But I feel like we're allowed to make that choice.
And it's also not that kind of movie. It's not like a Twilight where you're like, oh no, I need you to get with the vampire, or I need you to get with the werewolf. It's like I understand why she made the decision she did for either situation.
I still feel like it kind of could be that though, because
Like
there's
an argument, but
Yeah.
you're not gonna have people like fighting. Like it's not like a that's not what this movie's about. This movie's about not just like finding love, but it's about self-worth. It's
Yeah.
about like what makes someone like people are gonna be perfect for each other. I'm talking about a movie I have not seen, by the way. Like it sounds like it's about people finding who they need based on who they are as a person in this moment.
Yeah.
And then as they learn more about themselves, they'll really find what they need
yeah.
as a partner.
I feel like this movie is about what you need. I feel like what is good for you, and also it's supposed to show you what do you think love is, what do you think dating is, what do you think a relationship is, and I like that. I like the fact that I can ask those questions and actually look at that and be like, no, but that's not that, and another person come in and be like, no, that is that, because that's our own perspective. That is how we look at certain things. I feel like this is a life movie or a certain aspect of life.
It's like a what you think you want compared to what you really want.
Yeah.
Right? Like what you really need, sorry. It's like what you think you want, what you really need. That's like probably the push and pull, I think.
Yeah, but that's why I like this movie. It made me think. It's like, is that really dating? Like, can that be dating? Because technically, if a person has a type or if a person has something they want, technically, I mean, it may, as unrealistic as it can be, you could still...
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but it's not what I would want. But that is what that person wants. So they can't... Like, even though that person who said, the black woman who said, I want to meet a black lesbian conservative in New York, she can still want that. That is not wrong for her to want, but that, as impossible as that might be, like maybe she'll find 2 or 3, but as impossible as that is, that's still valid of her to want.
There needs to be an open-mindedness, though, when you're looking, and that's what it sounds like this movie is. Like,
that's what it is.
Explain.
I feel like it's trying to show you what the options are, like what the realistic nature is to dating, relationships, and just love.
Where do you think this movie compares to Past Lives? Have you seen Past Lives?
I haven't saved. I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
Like,
I would love to hear what you think, because, like,
Have
do you
you
think
seen
this... No. I know how to end stuff. Do you think this movie will be an Oscar conversation or no? Or do you think it'll just be one of those, like, this is a great movie?
I was talking to Tyler, and I was low-key thinking, yeah, it probably could. It probably could. Because right now, in 2025, the only movies, and I was looking at my list again, there might be a couple that might surprise me, but the only movies I was thinking that could be in Best Picture, even just an Oscar nomination to me, and it's still early. Like, it's still early, but all I could think of was Sinners, Warfare, and this. A part of me was thinking maybe The Phoenician Scheme, based off cinematography and everything, but I think Materialists can be in it right now, the conversation. But once again, there were films that came out in the festivals and everything that we haven't seen yet, so I'm going to wait on that. But right now, as what I've seen, I think it can be in that conversation.
Nice.
Sinners is my winner still for Best Picture.
That's going to win Best Picture.
Sinners right now is Best Picture.
But yeah. Anything else you want to add?
If you guys want to watch something that's going to make you think, please go watch The Materialists.
You guys want to support original ideas and stop complaining that there is no original ideas.
That too.
Go watch The Materialist.
That too. But also, before we finish off, just wanted to say new movies that are out this week is Elio and 28 Years Later.
We'll be watching.
We will be watching.
I'll be watching Elio Friday. 20, that one. Honestly, that one we might miss. For me, at least, I might not watch it.
I'm
by
gonna
the
watch
time you're
both
gonna watch
this
it.
week.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have time. It's my birthday weekend. Woo woo.
Hey,
So-
happy birthday, by the way,
hey,
too,
thanks,
again,
bro.
man.
Yeah.
Wish
So,
him happy birthday in the comments.
Wish me happy birthday, all right? But I'm watching Elio for sure on Friday. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to watch 28 Years Later, but I'm definitely going to watch it. But yeah, this is the Film Podcast where we talk about entertainment in the
Yes.
way that anyone can enjoy.
Long
Please
movies and TV
remember,
shows.
like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Ring the bell, ring
Hit
it.
that
Just
bell.
Hit that bell. Hit that bell. Hope you guys have a great week. Do something. I want to catch this. Make some pancakes.
I'll make catfish.
Eat your breakfast. Have a great rest of your day.
And subscribe.
Subscribe.